Welcome to Sleepy Science Hub. Tonight, we're going to explore one of the most fascinating and peaceful communities that exists right here with you. The microscopic metropolis that thrives on your skin. This invisible city is home to trillions of tiny residents who work tirelessly to keep you healthy and protected, going about their daily lives in perfect harmony with your body. As you settle in, let me know where in the world and at what time you're watching. Perhaps you're freshly showered and settling into soft pajamas, or maybe you're lying in bed feeling the gentle warmth of your skin against cool sheets. Wherever you are, you're never alone. You're accompanied by countless microscopic neighbors who have made their home on every inch of your skin. Now, get comfortable. Take a slow breath. Let your body relax. And let's begin this gentle journey into the invisible world that lives peacefully alongside you. If you could shrink yourself down to the size of a single cell and take a gentle stroll across the landscape of your skin, you would discover one of the most remarkable cities in the natural world, a vast metropolis teeming with life, yet so small that its entire population exists in perfect invisibility on the surface you touch every day. This microscopic city stretches across every square inch of your body, from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, creating a living ecosystem that is as complex and organized as any human settlement, yet operates with a harmony and efficiency that surpasses anything we have ever built. Imagine walking through this invisible city as the size of its tiniest inhabitants, where each skin cell beneath your feet would tower like a massive building, its surface textured with peaks and valleys that create a landscape as varied and interesting as any mountain range. The residents of this city are bacteria, not the harmful kind that cause illness, but gentle, beneficial microorganisms that have evolved alongside humans for thousands of years, learning to live in perfect cooperation with their human hosts. These microscopic citizens go about their daily business with purpose and dedication, maintaining their neighborhoods, communicating with their neighbors, and working together to keep their city, your skin, healthy and thriving. The architecture of this skin city is built upon the foundation of your skin cells, which form the substrate upon which this entire microscopic civilization flourishes. Each skin cell provides both shelter and sustenance for the bacterial residents, offering protected spaces where they can establish their homes and find the nutrients they need to survive and multiply. The surface of each skin cell is not smooth, but rather features an intricate landscape of microscopic hills and valleys, tiny crevices and ridges that create countless microenvironments where different types of bacteria can find the specific conditions they prefer. The population of this invisible metropolis is staggering in its scope. Scientists estimate that your skin is home to over 1 trillion individual bacteria, representing hundreds of different species that coexist in remarkable harmony. To put this number in perspective, there are more bacterial residents living on your skin right now than there are people living in all the cities of the world combined. Yet despite this enormous population density, the city operates with peaceful efficiency, with each resident playing their role in maintaining the health and balance of the community. The climate of this microscopic city varies dramatically from neighborhood to neighborhood, creating diverse districts that attract different types of bacterial residents. The warm, moist regions around your armpits and groin create tropical zones where bacteria that love humidity thrive, while the drier areas on your arms and legs form more temperate districts that support different communities of microorganisms. The oily regions of your face, particularly around your nose and forehead, create rich, resource-abundant areas that support particularly dense populations of bacteria that specialize in processing the natural oils your skin produces. The daily rhythm of life in this skin city follows patterns that are both influenced by and supportive of your own daily activities. When you sleep, the bacterial residents shift into their own version of nighttime activity, some becoming more active in the cooler, more humid conditions that develop during rest, while others slow down their metabolism and enter a more dormant state. When you wake and begin your day, the changing temperature and humidity conditions trigger corresponding changes in bacterial activity, creating a city that breathes and pulses in harmony with your own biological rhythms. The infrastructure of this microscopic metropolis is built from the natural features of your skin. The hair follicles that serve as deep wells and tunnels, where certain bacteria prefer to live, the sebaceous glands that produce oils and nutrients that feed the bacterial population, and the sweat glands that create streams and rivers of moisture that help transport bacteria and nutrients throughout the city. Each of these features creates specialized habitats that support different types of bacterial communities, much like how different neighborhoods in a human city develop their own character based on local geography and resources. The transportation system in this skin city operates through several elegant mechanisms that ensure bacterial residents can move around their metropolis as needed. Some bacteria are mobile on their own, using tiny flagella like microscopic propellers to swim through the thin films of moisture that cover your skin. Others hitchhike on the natural movements of your body, riding the gentle currents created when you move, stretch, or exercise. The constant production of new skin cells creates a slow but steady upward movement that carries bacteria from the deeper layers of the skin toward the surface, like a very slow escalator system that ensures good circulation throughout the city. The neighborhoods of this bacterial metropolis are organized not by arbitrary boundaries, but by the natural geography of your body and the preferences of different bacterial species. The bacteria that live on your hands are different from those that prefer the environment of your scalp, which are different again from the communities that thrive on your back or chest. Each bacterial species has evolved to excel in the particular conditions found in their chosen neighborhood, creating specialized communities that work together to maintain the health and balance of their local environment. The founding of this microscopic city began at the moment of your birth, when you first encountered bacteria from your mother and the environment around you. These pioneering bacterial colonists established the first settlements on your previously sterile skin, setting up communities that would grow and develop alongside you throughout your life. As you grew from infant to child to adult, your bacterial city grew with you, its population expanding and diversifying as you encountered new environments and new bacterial species that could contribute to your skin's health and protection. The economic system of this bacterial city is based on cooperation and mutual benefit rather than competition and conflict. The bacteria that live on your skin receive shelter, warmth, and nutrients from their human host, while in return, they provide services that are essential for maintaining healthy skin. They help maintain the skin's natural acidity, which prevents harmful bacteria from establishing footholds in the city. They produce antimicrobial compounds that act like a natural security force, protecting against invaders that might cause infections or skin problems. They process dead skin cells and excess oils, acting like a municipal cleaning service that keeps the city environment healthy and pleasant. The social structure of this bacterial metropolis is remarkably peaceful and cooperative. Unlike many human cities where competition for resources can lead to conflict, the bacterial residents of your skin have evolved systems of cooperation that allow different species to coexist harmoniously. Some bacteria specialize in breaking down certain types of nutrients and then share the products of their work with their neighbors. Others focus on producing protective compounds that benefit the entire community. Still others serve as communication specialists, producing and responding to chemical signals that help coordinate community activities and responses to changing conditions. The defenses of this microscopic city are both subtle and effective. Rather than building walls or weapons, the bacterial residents protect their metropolis through their very presence and activity. By occupying all the available space and resources on your skin, they prevent harmful bacteria from finding anywhere to establish themselves. By maintaining the skin's natural pH and producing antimicrobial substances, they create an environment that is welcoming to beneficial microorganisms but hostile to potential pathogens. This biological security system operates continuously and automatically, requiring no conscious effort from you, but providing constant protection against microbial threats. The research and development sector of this bacterial city is constantly at work, as bacteria have the remarkable ability to adapt and evolve in response to changing conditions. When you change your diet, move to a new climate, or alter your personal care routine, The bacterial residents of your skin gradually adjust their activities and populations to maintain optimal conditions for skin health. This adaptability ensures that your microscopic metropolis can continue to thrive and provide benefits regardless of changes in your lifestyle or environment. The communication systems in this bacterial city operate through chemical signals rather than electrical or electronic networks. Bacteria produce and release specific molecules that carry information about local conditions, resource availability, and potential threats. Other bacteria detect these chemical messages and adjust their behavior accordingly, creating a citywide communication network that allows for coordinated responses to changing conditions. This chemical internet operates continuously, ensuring that information flows efficiently throughout the entire metropolis and allowing the bacterial community to function as a coordinated whole rather than a collection of isolated individuals. The waste management system of this skin city is elegantly simple and completely sustainable. The metabolic waste products of one bacterial species often serve as valuable nutrients for other species, creating cycles of reuse and recycling that ensure nothing is wasted and that the city environment remains clean and healthy. Dead bacteria are quickly broken down by specialized decomposer species, their component materials recycled back into the city's nutrient supply. This biological recycling system operates with an efficiency that human cities can only aspire to achieve. The cultural life of this bacterial metropolis might seem limited from a human perspective, but bacteria do engage in activities that could be considered analogous to culture and tradition. Different bacterial species have characteristic ways of organizing themselves, forming distinctive patterns and structures that reflect their evolutionary heritage and preferred lifestyle. Some bacteria form elaborate biofilms that create architectural structures on the microscopic scale, while others prefer to live as individual, free-floating residents. These different organizational patterns create a diverse urban landscape that reflects the rich cultural heritage of the bacterial community. In the peaceful neighborhoods that cover every inch of your skin, certain bacterial families have established themselves as the foundational residents of this microscopic metropolis, the gentle pioneers who first made your skin their home and continue to serve as the backbone of this invisible community. These founding residents are not random colonizers, but carefully selected species that have evolved over millions of years to live in perfect harmony with human skin, providing essential services while asking for nothing more than the simple privilege of calling your body home. The most numerous and perhaps most important of these founding families are the Staphylococci, peaceful spherical bacteria that cluster together like tiny bunches of grapes when viewed under a microscope. These gentle residents have made themselves indispensable to the health and function of your skin, taking on the role of protective guardians who work tirelessly to maintain the delicate balance that keeps your skin healthy and comfortable. The most prominent member of this family, Staphylococcus epidermidis, has become so perfectly adapted to life on human skin that it can be found in every neighborhood of your microscopic city, from the driest desert regions of your arms to the most humid tropical zones around your joints and skin folds. Staphylococcus epidermidis serves as something like the mayor of your skin city, a stabilizing presence that helps maintain order and harmony throughout the community. These bacteria have mastered the art of living peacefully with their human host, producing gentle acids that help maintain your skin's natural pH at levels that discourage harmful bacteria while remaining perfectly comfortable for beneficial species. They metabolize the natural oils and dead skin cells that your body constantly produces, serving as an efficient cleaning crew that keeps your skin environment fresh and healthy without ever causing irritation or discomfort. Another founding family that has established permanent residence in your skin city consists of the Propionibacteria, rod-shaped residents who prefer the deeper, more protected neighborhoods found in hair follicles and sebaceous glands. These bacteria have evolved a specialized lifestyle that makes them perfectly suited to the unique environment found in these deeper skin structures, where they live in peaceful coexistence with the natural oil production systems of your skin. The most well-known member of this family, Propionibacterium acnes has unfortunately acquired a negative reputation due to its association with acne. But in reality, these bacteria spend most of their time performing beneficial services that help maintain healthy skin function. Under normal, balanced conditions, Propionibacteria work as specialized maintenance technicians for your skin's oil production systems. They help break down excess sebum, the natural oil that your skin produces to keep itself moisturized and protected, preventing the buildup that could lead to clogged pores or skin irritation. They produce antimicrobial compounds that help protect their deep follicular neighborhoods from invasion by harmful bacteria that might cause infections. They even contribute to the development and maintenance of your immune system by providing gentle, constant stimulation that helps keep your body's defenses alert and properly calibrated. The Corynebacteria represent another important founding family in your skin metropolis, consisting of small, rod-shaped bacteria that have established thriving communities, particularly in the moist, warm regions of your body. These bacteria are the master chemists of your skin city, specializing in the breakdown of proteins and the production of various beneficial compounds that contribute to skin health and protection. They are particularly abundant in areas like your armpits, where they work to process the proteins found in sweat and other body secretions, transforming these materials into simpler, less odorous compounds. Corynebacteria have developed sophisticated biochemical pathways that allow them to extract nutrients from sources that other bacteria cannot utilize effectively, making them valuable residents who help maintain the cleanliness and balance of their neighborhoods. They produce a variety of antimicrobial substances that help protect against harmful bacteria and fungi, creating a biological security system that operates continuously without any conscious effort from their human host. Their presence in sweat-rich areas also helps regulate the local pH and moisture levels, creating conditions that support the overall health of the skin environment. The Micrococcus family represents another group of founding residents who have established themselves as important contributors to the peaceful functioning of your skin city. These spherical bacteria typically organize themselves into small groups or clusters, creating tiny communities within a larger metropolis that specialize in various maintenance and protection services. Micrococcus luteus, one of the most common members of this family, has developed a beautiful golden pigmentation that not only gives these bacteria their distinctive appearance, but also provides protection against harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. These golden-hued residents serve as natural sun protection specialists for your skin city, producing pigments and other compounds that help absorb and dissipate harmful radiation before it can damage the delicate structures of the skin. They also contribute to the general maintenance of skin health by producing enzymes that help break down dead cells and other debris, keeping their neighborhoods clean and well-maintained. Their presence adds both beauty and function to the skin ecosystem, demonstrating how form and function can work together in the biological world. The Streptococcus family, while less numerous than some other founding residents, plays important specialized roles in certain neighborhoods of your skin city. These chain-forming bacteria have developed unique capabilities that make them valuable contributors to skin health, particularly in areas where their specialized services are most needed. Unlike their disease-causing relatives that can cause problems in other parts of the body, the skin-dwelling members of the Streptococcus family have evolved to be gentle, beneficial residents who contribute to the overall harmony of the skin ecosystem. These bacteria excel at breaking down complex organic materials and converting them into simpler compounds that other bacteria can use more easily, serving as important processors in the skin city's recycling and waste management systems. They also produce various antimicrobial compounds that help maintain the biological security of their neighborhoods, working in cooperation with other bacterial families to create a comprehensive defense system against potentially harmful invaders. The founding residents of your skin city have also developed remarkable systems of cooperation and resource sharing that demonstrate the peaceful, collaborative nature of this microscopic community. Different bacterial families often specialize in processing different types of nutrients or producing different types of beneficial compounds, then share the products of their work with their neighbors through sophisticated chemical communication systems. This cooperation ensures that all residents of the Skin City have access to the resources they need while maximizing the efficiency of the overall system. The territorial arrangements among these founding families are based on environmental preferences rather than competition or conflict. Each bacterial family has evolved to thrive in specific microenvironments found on your skin, so they naturally sort themselves into neighborhoods where conditions are optimal for their particular lifestyle and metabolic needs. The result is a peaceful coexistence where different families occupy different ecological niches without competing directly for the same resources or living spaces. The reproductive strategies of these founding residents are designed to maintain stable, sustainable populations rather than to achieve rapid growth that might upset the balance of the skin ecosystem. Most beneficial skin bacteria reproduce relatively slowly and carefully, ensuring that their population growth matches the availability of resources and living space. This restrained approach to reproduction helps maintain the long-term stability of the Skin City and prevents any single bacterial family from becoming so numerous that they disrupt the careful balance that has evolved among the different residents. The metabolic activities of these founding families are coordinated in ways that maximize benefits for both the bacterial community and their human host. The waste products of one bacterial family often serve as nutrients for other families, creating efficient cycles of resource use that minimize waste and maximize the health benefits provided to the human host. The acids produced by some bacteria help maintain optimal skin pH, while the antimicrobial compounds produced by others provide protection against harmful organisms. The enzymes produced by various families help break down dead skin cells and excess oils, keeping the skin surface clean and healthy. The founding residents have also developed sophisticated systems for detecting and responding to changes in their environment, allowing them to adapt their activities to support optimal skin health under varying conditions. When you exercise and produce more sweat, certain bacterial families increase their activity to help process the additional moisture and proteins. When you're stressed and your skin chemistry changes, the bacterial community adjusts its activities to help maintain balance and protection. When you change your diet or lifestyle, the founding residents gradually modify their metabolic activities to continue providing optimal benefits under the new conditions. The genetic diversity within each founding family provides the flexibility needed to adapt to changing conditions while maintaining the essential characteristics that make them beneficial residents of your Skin City. Each bacterial family includes numerous subspecies and strains that have slightly different capabilities and preferences, creating a diverse community that can respond effectively to a wide range of conditions and challenges. This genetic diversity ensures that your skin ecosystem remains resilient and adaptable while maintaining its fundamental beneficial characteristics. The founding residents also play important roles in training and regulating your immune system, providing gentle, continuous stimulation that helps keep your body's defenses properly calibrated and responsive. The presence of these beneficial bacteria helps your immune system learn to distinguish between harmful invaders and peaceful residents, reducing the likelihood of inappropriate immune responses that could lead to skin allergies or autoimmune conditions. This educational role of the skin microbiome represents one of the most important but least visible services provided by your microscopic metropolis. The seasonal and daily rhythms of the founding residents help synchronize the activities of your Skin City with your own biological rhythms and environmental conditions. These bacteria have evolved internal clocks that help them coordinate their activities with the natural cycles of day and night, seasons, and hormonal fluctuations. This synchronization ensures that the bacterial community provides optimal benefits at times when they are most needed and conserves energy during periods when less activity is required. The founding families have also developed remarkable abilities to communicate not only with each other, but also with the cells of your skin, creating a sophisticated dialogue between the microbial community and their human host. Through chemical signals and molecular interactions, These bacteria can influence skin cell behavior in ways that promote health and healing, while your skin cells can send signals that help guide bacterial activities toward optimal outcomes. This communication system represents one of the most elegant examples of cooperation between different forms of life, demonstrating how evolution can create partnerships that benefit all participants. Across the vast landscape of your skin, distinct neighborhoods have emerged over time, each with its own unique character, climate, and specialized bacterial communities that have adapted to thrive in the particular conditions found in their chosen districts. Like any thriving metropolis, your microscopic skin city has developed diverse neighborhoods that reflect the varied geography of your body, creating distinct microbial communities that are as different from each other as the neighborhoods of any major city, yet all working together to maintain the health and harmony of the greater urban ecosystem. The tropical districts of your skin city are found in the warm, moist regions where skin meets skin, the gentle valleys of your armpits, the peaceful folds around your groin, and the cozy spaces between your toes. These neighborhoods enjoy a consistently warm, humid climate that creates ideal conditions for bacteria that thrive in moisture-rich environments. The residents of these tropical zones have adapted to high humidity levels and the rich nutrient environment created by the concentration of sweat glands and the natural oils that accumulate in these protected areas. In the armpit neighborhood, a particularly diverse and active community has established itself, taking advantage of the abundant moisture and nutrients provided by the numerous sweat glands that characterize this district. The corynebacteria have made this area one of their primary residential districts, establishing thriving communities that specialize in processing the proteins and lipids found in the sweat and oils that are naturally produced in this region. These bacterial residents work tirelessly to break down complex organic compounds into simpler, less odorous substances, serving as the neighborhood sanitation department while extracting the nutrients they need to maintain their own population. The tropical districts also attract significant populations of staphylococci, who appreciate the stable, warm temperatures and reliable moisture levels found in these areas. These bacteria form protective biofilm communities that help shield the skin surface from potential irritants while maintaining the optimal pH levels that keep the neighborhood environment healthy and comfortable. The cooperation between different bacterial families in these districts demonstrates the peaceful coexistence that characterizes the entire skin ecosystem, with each family contributing their specialized skills to the welfare of the community. Moving away from the tropical zones, we encounter the temperate districts that cover much of your arms, legs, and torso, areas that experience moderate conditions with less extreme moisture and temperature variations. These neighborhoods support different bacterial communities that have adapted to more variable conditions and the specific characteristics of these skin regions. The bacterial residents of the temperate districts tend to be more adaptable and resilient, capable of adjusting their activities to accommodate the daily and seasonal changes in temperature, humidity, and skin chemistry that characterize these areas. The forearm neighborhood represents a classic example of a temperate district, with relatively dry conditions and exposure to environmental variations that require bacterial residents to be flexible and resourceful. The Micrococcus family has established significant communities in these areas, taking advantage of their ability to tolerate lower moisture levels while providing valuable services in the form of UV protection and general skin maintenance. These bacterial residents have developed efficient ways to extract nutrients from the limited resources available in these drier environments, while continuing to provide protective and maintenance services to their human host. The back district represents one of the largest neighborhoods in your skin city, with varied microclimates that range from the relatively dry conditions found on the shoulder blades to the more humid environment along the spine, where clothing tends to trap moisture and warmth. This neighborhood supports a diverse population of bacterial residents who have adapted to the specific conditions found in different areas of this extensive district. The sebaceous glands scattered throughout this region provide rich sources of nutrients that support thriving bacterial communities, while the hair follicles offer protected microenvironments where specialized bacterial families can establish secure homes. The facial district represents perhaps the most complex and dynamic neighborhood in your entire skin city, characterized by high levels of oil production, varied topography, and constant exposure to environmental changes. The forehead and nose areas, particularly rich in sebaceous glands, have become prime real estate for Propionibacteria and other families that specialize in processing the abundant oils produced in these regions. These bacterial residents work continuously to prevent the buildup of excess oils while producing beneficial compounds that help maintain skin health and protection. The cheek areas of the facial district offer different conditions that attract different bacterial communities, with drier conditions that favor residents who can thrive with less moisture while still providing valuable services to their human host. The delicate area around the eyes presents unique challenges and opportunities, with specialized bacterial communities that have adapted to the specific chemistry and conditions found in this sensitive region. These facial bacterial communities must be particularly gentle and well-behaved, as any disruption to the balance in this highly visible area would be immediately noticeable to their human host. The scalp district represents a unique neighborhood with its own special characteristics, dominated by the presence of hair follicles and the sebaceous glands that support them. This district experiences its own climate patterns influenced by hair coverage, which can trap moisture and create warmer conditions than found on bare skin. The bacterial residents of the scalp have adapted to living in close association with hair follicles, establishing communities both on the skin surface and in the deeper follicular environments. The Propionibacteria have found the scalp district particularly suitable to their lifestyle, establishing extensive communities in the hair follicles where they help maintain the health of both the hair and the surrounding skin. These bacteria process the oils produced by the scalp's numerous sebaceous glands, preventing buildup that could clog follicles or create conditions favorable to harmful organisms. The cooperation between these bacterial residents and the hair follicles demonstrates the intricate partnerships that have evolved between different components of the skin ecosystem. The hand districts represent some of the most challenging neighborhoods in your skin city, characterized by frequent washing, exposure to varied environmental conditions, and constant contact with external surfaces that can introduce new microorganisms or remove existing residents. Despite these challenges, stable bacterial communities have established themselves in these districts, developing strategies for maintaining their populations despite the frequent disruptions to their environment. The palm neighborhoods present particularly unique conditions, with thick skin and numerous sweat glands, but no hair follicles or sebaceous glands. The bacterial residents of the palms have adapted to these specialized conditions, developing communities that can thrive in the unique environment created by the thick, ridged skin and the constant production of sweat that helps maintain moisture levels in this district. These bacterial communities must be particularly resilient, capable of re-establishing themselves quickly after the frequent washing and sanitizing that these areas experience. The foot districts represent another specialized neighborhood with their own unique challenges and opportunities. The enclosed environment created by shoes and socks creates warm, moist conditions that some bacterial families find highly favorable, while the thick skin of the soles provides a different substrate than found elsewhere on the body. The bacterial communities of the feet have developed specialized capabilities for processing the proteins and lipids found in foot sweat, while providing protection against fungal infections and other problems that can arise in these warm, moist environments. Between the toes, small tropical microclimates develop that support specialized bacterial communities adapted to high humidity and the unique chemistry of interdigital areas. These bacterial residents work to maintain healthy conditions in these confined spaces, processing moisture and nutrients while producing antimicrobial compounds that help prevent problems associated with fungal overgrowth or bacterial imbalances. The transitional zones between different districts represent areas where bacterial communities from neighboring regions meet and interact, creating unique border areas with mixed populations and specialized ecological niches. These transition zones often support particularly diverse bacterial communities as residents from different districts interact and sometimes establish hybrid communities that combine the characteristics of their parent neighborhoods. The microclimatic variations within each district create numerous sub-neighborhoods with their own specialized conditions and bacterial residents. Areas where clothing regularly rubs against skin develop their own bacterial communities adapted to the mechanical stresses and altered moisture patterns created by fabric contact. Regions where skin naturally folds or creases create protected microenvironments that support bacterial communities different from those found on exposed, flat surfaces. Seasonal changes affect different districts in different ways, creating temporal variations in bacterial community composition and activity that reflect the changing environmental conditions throughout the year. The tropical districts may become even more humid during summer months, supporting expanded populations of moisture-loving bacteria, while the temperate districts may experience seasonal drying that requires bacterial residents to adjust their activities and population levels. The architectural features of different districts, hair follicles, sweat glands, sebaceous glands, and the varying thickness and texture of skin, create diverse microhabitats that support specialized bacterial communities. Each of these architectural features provides unique opportunities and challenges for bacterial residents, leading to the development of specialized communities adapted to the specific conditions found in each type of microhabitat. Communication between districts occurs through the movement of bacteria and chemical signals across the skin surface, creating a connected network that allows information about conditions in one area to influence bacterial activities in neighboring regions. This inter-district communication helps maintain overall balance and coordination across the entire skin ecosystem, ensuring that responses to changing conditions are coordinated rather than isolated. The economic relationships between districts involve the exchange of nutrients, beneficial compounds, and other resources that help maintain the overall health of the skin ecosystem. Bacterial communities in resource-rich districts may produce excess beneficial compounds that are transported to other areas where they are needed, while districts with specialized capabilities may export their services to benefit the broader skin community. The establishment of new districts occurs gradually as your body changes throughout life, with bacterial communities adapting to new conditions created by hormonal changes, aging, lifestyle modifications, or environmental factors. These new districts develop their own characteristics over time, as bacterial communities adapt to local conditions and establish the cooperative relationships that characterize mature skin neighborhoods. The defense systems of each district are tailored to the specific threats and challenges faced by that particular area, with bacterial communities developing specialized protective strategies appropriate to their local conditions. Districts exposed to frequent washing develop rapid recolonization capabilities, while areas prone to specific types of infections develop enhanced antimicrobial production capabilities. As the gentle rhythm of day and night cycles through your world, the microscopic metropolis on your skin awakens to its own version of daily life, where billions of bacterial residents go about their peaceful routines with the same purposeful dedication that characterizes any thriving community. These tiny citizens work in perfect harmony with your body's natural rhythms, adjusting their activities to complement your daily schedule while maintaining the continuous protective and maintenance services that keep your skin healthy and comfortable throughout every moment of every day. The dawn of your day brings subtle changes to the microscopic cityscape as your body temperature gradually rises with awakening, and the first movements of stretching and getting out of bed create gentle currents across the skin surface that signal to the bacterial residents that a new day is beginning. The Staphylococcus epidermidis communities, ever vigilant in their role as primary caretakers of your skin environment, sense these early morning changes and begin to increase their metabolic activity, preparing to meet the challenges and opportunities that the coming day will bring. In the tropical districts of your skin city, the moisture-loving corynebacteria begin their daily routine of processing the proteins and organic compounds that accumulate in these warm, humid neighborhoods. As you move through your morning activities, these bacterial residents work diligently to break down the complex molecules found in sweat and natural oils, transforming them into simpler, less odorous compounds while extracting the nutrients they need to fuel their own cellular processes. Their work is essential but invisible, carried out with such efficiency and gentleness that you never notice their constant efforts to maintain the cleanliness and balance of your skin environment. The morning shower presents a fascinating daily event in the life of your skin metropolis, creating a brief but dramatic environmental change that the bacterial residents have learned to navigate with remarkable resilience. As warm water cascades across your skin, it creates rivers and waterfalls in the microscopic landscape, temporarily altering the topography and washing away some of the bacterial residents along with dead skin cells, excess oils, and other debris that has accumulated overnight. But this daily deluge is not a catastrophe for your skin city. Rather, it represents a regular renewal process that the bacterial communities have adapted to over millions of years of evolution. The soap and cleansing products you use create temporary changes in the pH and chemistry of your skin environment, briefly altering the conditions that your bacterial residents have carefully maintained. But the founding families of your skin metropolis have developed remarkable resilience to these daily chemical challenges, with many bacteria possessing the ability to temporarily reduce their activity and protect themselves during washing, then quickly resume their normal functions once conditions return to normal. The Micrococcus family, in particular, has evolved impressive resistance to soap and detergents, allowing them to maintain stable populations even in areas that are washed frequently. After your shower, as you dry off with a towel, your bacterial residents begin the process of re-establishing their communities and returning their environment to optimal conditions. The gentle friction of the towel creates new microscopic landscapes as it removes excess water and stimulates blood flow to the skin surface, creating slightly warmer, more nutrient-rich conditions that help the bacterial communities recover from the temporary disruption of washing. Within minutes of drying, the pH of your skin begins to return to its normal, slightly acidic levels, guided by the metabolic activities of bacteria that produce gentle acids as part of their normal cellular processes. The application of moisturizers, deodorants, or other personal care products introduces new chemical compounds into the skin environment, creating opportunities and challenges for your bacterial residents. The beneficial bacteria have learned to coexist with most common personal care ingredients, often finding ways to metabolize certain components while avoiding or neutralizing others that might be harmful. The emollients in moisturizers can actually benefit bacterial communities by helping to maintain optimal moisture levels, while antimicrobial ingredients in deodorants create selective pressure that favors the growth of beneficial bacteria over potentially harmful ones. As you dress for the day, the bacterial residents of your skin metropolis adjust to the new microenvironments created by clothing. The cotton fibers of your shirt create a slightly different environment than the synthetic materials of athletic wear, affecting moisture retention, air circulation, and the types of chemical compounds that come into contact with your skin. The bacterial communities adapt to these conditions, with some species thriving in the slightly more humid environment created by clothing, while others prefer the air circulation found in exposed areas. Throughout the morning hours, as you go about your daily activities, your skin metropolis hums with productive activity. In the facial district, the propionibacteria work diligently to process the oils produced by sebaceous glands, preventing the buildup that could lead to clogged pores while producing beneficial compounds that help maintain skin barrier function. These bacterial residents have evolved sophisticated metabolic pathways that allow them to extract nutrients from sebum while producing antimicrobial lipids that help protect against harmful bacteria and fungi. The hand districts experience some of the most dramatic daily variations in bacterial life, as these areas come into contact with countless surfaces, objects, and substances throughout the day. Each handshake, doorknob touch, or keyboard interaction introduces new microorganisms while potentially removing some of the resident bacteria. But the bacterial communities of the hands have evolved remarkable strategies for maintaining stable populations despite these constant challenges, including rapid reproduction rates and the ability to quickly re-establish communities after disruption. Lunchtime brings its own changes to the skin metropolis as your body chemistry shifts in response to food intake and digestion. The bacterial residents can detect these subtle changes in skin chemistry and adjust their activities accordingly, sometimes increasing their production of certain compounds while decreasing others. The nutrients absorbed from your meal eventually make their way to the skin surface through various pathways, providing additional resources that support bacterial growth and activity. The afternoon hours often bring increased physical activity and potentially higher temperatures, creating new challenges and opportunities for your skin's bacterial residents. As your body temperature rises and sweat production increases, the tropical districts of your skin city become even more active, with moisture-loving bacteria increasing their metabolic activity to take advantage of the enhanced nutrient flow. The increased moisture also facilitates bacterial movement across the skin surface, allowing for greater interaction between different bacterial communities and the exchange of beneficial compounds. Exercise creates particularly dramatic changes in the skin environment, as increased blood flow brings more nutrients to the surface, while elevated sweat production creates new rivers of moisture that carry both nutrients and waste products across the bacterial landscape. The bacterial residents have evolved to view exercise not as a disruption, but as an opportunity, increasing their activity levels to take advantage of the enhanced resources while providing increased protection against the potential harmful effects of elevated temperature and altered pH. The stress hormones that your body produces during challenging parts of your day also influence the bacterial communities, as these chemical messengers can alter skin chemistry and affect bacterial behavior. Interestingly, many beneficial skin bacteria have evolved to respond to stress signals by increasing their production of protective compounds, almost as if they understand that their human host needs extra support during difficult times. This biochemical communication between your stress response and your skin microbiome represents one of the most fascinating examples of the deep integration between human physiology and bacterial activity. Evening routines bring their own rhythms to the skin metropolis as your body begins to prepare for rest and recovery. The cleansing rituals of face washing and toothbrushing create temporary disturbances in facial bacterial communities, but these disruptions are brief, and the bacterial residents quickly reestablish their protective populations. The application of evening moisturizers or treatments provides new resources and creates environmental conditions that many bacterial species find favorable for nighttime activity. As you settle into bed, your skin metropolis transitions into its nighttime mode, with many bacterial communities shifting their activity patterns to take advantage of the cooler, more humid conditions that develop during sleep. The reduced movement and increased contact with bedding materials creates new microenvironments that some bacterial species find particularly favorable, while the natural increase in skin moisture that occurs during sleep provides enhanced resources for bacterial growth and activity. The pillow district, formed by the close contact between your face and pillow throughout the night, develops its own unique bacterial ecosystem influenced by the materials and cleanliness of your bedding. The bacterial communities that thrive in this environment have adapted to the specific conditions created by prolonged contact with fabric, often developing enhanced abilities to process the oils and dead skin cells that accumulate in these areas. During the deeper phases of sleep, when your body temperature naturally drops and cellular repair processes increase, the bacterial residents of your skin metropolis adjust their activities to support these restorative processes. Some bacterial species increase their production of growth factors and other compounds that support skin cell regeneration, while others focus on maintenance activities that help prepare your skin for the coming day. The circadian rhythms that govern your body's daily cycles also influence bacterial activity, with many skin bacteria possessing their own internal clocks that help them coordinate their activities with your natural biological rhythms. This synchronization ensures that bacterial services are most active when they are most needed, and that bacterial populations remain stable and beneficial throughout the daily cycle of activity and rest. The waste management systems of your skin metropolis operate continuously throughout the day, with different bacterial families taking shifts to ensure that dead skin cells excess oils, and other debris are processed efficiently. The products of this bacterial recycling often serve as nutrients for other bacterial species, creating sustainable cycles of resource use that minimize waste while maximizing the health benefits provided to your skin. Communication between bacterial communities intensifies during certain parts of the day, particularly during periods of increased activity or environmental change. The chemical signals that bacteria use to coordinate their activities create invisible networks of information that help ensure appropriate responses to changing conditions. This bacterial internet operates continuously, allowing for real-time coordination of protective and maintenance activities across your entire skin surface. The daily renewal of your skin cells creates a constant supply of new territory for bacterial colonization, as fresh skin cells rise to the surface and older cells are shed. The bacterial residents have evolved sophisticated strategies for colonizing this new territory while maintaining their established communities, ensuring continuity of protection and service despite the constant turnover of their physical environment. Temperature regulation throughout the day involves complex interactions between your body's thermoregulatory systems and the activities of your skin's bacterial residents. As your skin temperature fluctuates in response to environmental conditions and physical activity, bacterial communities adjust their metabolic rates and activity patterns to maintain optimal conditions for both bacterial health and skin protection. The daily accumulation and processing of environmental pollutants, allergens, and other potentially harmful substances involves active participation from your skin's bacterial communities. Many beneficial bacteria possess enzymes and metabolic pathways that can break down or neutralize harmful compounds, serving as a first line of defense against environmental toxins that contact your skin throughout the day. Within the bustling metropolis that covers your skin, a dedicated force of microscopic guardians works tirelessly around the clock to protect you from harm, serving as an invisible security system that never sleeps, never takes breaks, and never asks for recognition or reward for their essential protective services. These bacterial protectors have evolved sophisticated defense strategies that operate on multiple levels, creating layers of protection that shield you from harmful microorganisms, environmental toxins, and other threats that might otherwise compromise your health and well-being. The first line of defense in your skin's protective system operates through the simple but effective strategy of competitive exclusion, where beneficial bacteria occupy all the available space and resources on your skin surface, leaving no room for potentially harmful organisms to establish themselves. Like a peaceful but vigilant neighborhood watch, your resident bacteria maintain constant occupancy of every ecological niche on your skin, creating a living barrier that prevents unwanted colonization by pathogenic microorganisms that might cause infections or other skin problems. The Staphylococcus epidermidis communities serve as the primary security force in this protective system, maintaining dense populations across most areas of your skin surface and establishing what microbiologists call colonization resistance, the ability to prevent harmful bacteria from gaining a foothold in the skin ecosystem. These gentle guardians accomplish this protection not through violence or aggression, but through their simple presence and their efficient use of available resources, ensuring that potential pathogens find no available space or nutrients to support their growth. The chemical warfare capabilities of your skin's protective citizens represent one of the most sophisticated biological defense systems in nature, involving the production of antimicrobial compounds that selectively target harmful organisms while leaving beneficial bacteria unharmed. The propionibacteria, residents of the deeper follicular neighborhoods, excel in this type of chemical defense, producing a variety of antimicrobial fatty acids and other compounds that create an environment hostile to pathogenic bacteria and fungi while remaining perfectly safe for the beneficial bacterial community. These antimicrobial compounds work in remarkably subtle and intelligent ways, often targeting specific vulnerabilities in pathogenic organisms that are not shared by beneficial bacteria. Some compounds disrupt the cell walls of harmful bacteria, while others interfere with their metabolic processes or prevent them from forming the biofilms that would allow them to establish permanent colonies. The The selectivity of these natural antibiotics demonstrates the sophisticated biochemical knowledge that has evolved in bacterial communities over millions of years of coexistence with both helpful and harmful microorganisms. The pH management system operated by your skin's bacterial protectors represents another crucial layer of defense, as many pathogenic organisms cannot survive in the slightly acidic environment that beneficial bacteria work continuously to maintain. The metabolic activities of Staphylococcus epidermidis and other beneficial species produce gentle organic acids that lower the pH of your skin surface to levels that discourage the growth of harmful bacteria while remaining optimal for beneficial species. This biological pH buffering system operates automatically and continuously, requiring no conscious effort from you, while providing constant protection against pH-sensitive pathogens. The corynebacteria contribute to this pH defense system through their specialized metabolism of proteins and amino acids, producing ammonia and other compounds that help fine-tune the skin's chemical environment to maintain optimal protective conditions. These bacterial chemists work in coordination with acid-producing species to create a balanced chemical environment that maximizes protection while minimizing any potential irritation to your skin cells. The biofilm production capabilities of your protective bacterial citizens create physical barriers that help shield your skin from environmental hazards and pathogenic organisms. Many beneficial bacteria can produce sticky, protective layers called biofilms that coat the skin surface and create additional protection against harmful substances and organisms. These biofilms serve as microscopic shields that can absorb or neutralize toxins, prevent the adhesion of pathogenic bacteria, and create protected microenvironments where beneficial bacteria can thrive even under challenging conditions. The immune system education provided by your skin's bacterial protectors represents one of their most important but least visible services, as these beneficial microorganisms help train your body's immune system to respond appropriately to different types of threats. The constant gentle stimulation provided by beneficial bacteria helps keep your immune system alert and properly calibrated, reducing the likelihood of both underreactions that might allow infections to develop and overreactions that could lead to allergies or autoimmune problems. This immune education process begins in infancy and continues throughout life, with your bacterial protectors serving as patient teachers who help your immune system learn to distinguish between friends and foes in the microbial world. The molecular patterns on the surface of beneficial bacteria provide your immune cells with examples of safe microorganisms, while the antimicrobial compounds they produce help eliminate examples of dangerous organisms, creating a continuous learning environment that helps your immune system make better decisions. The wound healing support provided by your bacterial protectors demonstrates their commitment to maintaining your skin's integrity and function even when the protective barrier is temporarily compromised. When minor cuts, scrapes, or other skin injuries occur, beneficial bacteria quickly mobilize to help prevent infection while supporting the natural healing process. Some bacterial species produce growth factors and other compounds that stimulate skin cell division and migration, helping wounds close more quickly and heal more completely. The anti-inflammatory compounds produced by many of your bacterial protectors help minimize excessive inflammatory responses that could impede healing or cause unnecessary discomfort. These natural anti-inflammatory agents work in harmony with your body's own healing mechanisms, reducing inflammation when it is excessive while allowing the necessary inflammatory responses that support immune function and tissue repair. The antioxidant protection provided by certain bacterial species helps shield your skin from the damaging effects of free radicals and other reactive molecules that can accumulate from environmental exposure or normal metabolic processes. Some bacteria produce enzymes that neutralize harmful oxygen species, while others produce compounds that can absorb or deflect damaging radiation. The golden pigments produced by Micrococcus species, for example, provide natural protection against ultraviolet radiation while giving these bacteria their characteristic appearance. The toxin neutralization capabilities of your bacterial protectors help protect you from harmful substances that might contact your skin through environmental exposure. Many beneficial bacteria possess enzymes that can break down or neutralize various toxins, pollutants, and other harmful compounds, serving as a biological detoxification system that operates at the first point of contact between your body and potentially dangerous substances. These detoxification services are particularly important in modern environments where skin regularly comes into contact with industrial chemicals, pesticides, and other artificial compounds that human skin did not evolve to handle. Your bacterial protectors have demonstrated remarkable adaptability in developing ways to process these novel compounds, often evolving new metabolic pathways that allow them to neutralize or eliminate substances that could otherwise cause skin irritation or more serious health problems. The early warning system operated by your bacterial protectors involves the production of chemical signals that can alert other parts of the skin microbiome and even your immune system to the presence of potential threats. When pathogenic organisms or harmful substances are detected, beneficial bacteria can increase their production of antimicrobial compounds, alter their metabolic activities to create less favorable conditions for threats, and send chemical messages that help coordinate protective responses across the entire skin ecosystem. This communication system allows for rapid, coordinated responses to threats that might otherwise overwhelm localized defenses. When one area of your skin comes under attack from pathogenic organisms, bacterial communities in neighboring areas can quickly shift into defensive mode, creating a zone of enhanced protection that helps prevent the spread of infection or other problems. The seasonal adaptation capabilities of your bacterial protectors help maintain optimal protection even as environmental conditions change throughout the year. During winter months, when skin tends to be drier and more susceptible to certain types of problems, protective bacteria adjust their activities to provide enhanced moisture retention and barrier protection. During summer months, when increased heat and humidity create different challenges, the bacterial protective force shifts to strategies more appropriate for warm, moist conditions. The age-related adaptation of your bacterial protectors demonstrates their long-term commitment to your health and well-being throughout your entire life. As your skin changes with age, developing different needs and vulnerabilities, your bacterial protectors gradually adjust their protective strategies to address these evolving challenges. The bacterial communities of elderly skin often show enhanced production of certain protective compounds that help compensate for age-related changes in skin structure and function. The stress response capabilities of your bacterial protectors allow them to provide enhanced protection during periods when your immune system might be compromised by physical or emotional stress. Many beneficial bacteria can detect stress-related changes in skin chemistry and respond by increasing their production of protective compounds, almost as if they understand that you need extra support during difficult times. The dietary interaction services provided by your bacterial protectors help optimize the benefits you receive from the nutrients in your diet, while minimizing potential negative effects from dietary components that might affect skin health. Some bacteria can metabolize dietary compounds and convert them into forms that are more beneficial for skin health, while others can neutralize dietary components that might otherwise contribute to skin problems. The sleep support provided by your bacterial protectors includes enhanced activity during nighttime hours when your body's natural repair and regeneration processes are most active. Many beneficial bacteria increase their production of growth factors and other supportive compounds during sleep, helping to optimize the restorative processes that occur during rest while maintaining protection against threats that might be more likely to cause problems when your immune system is focused on repair rather than defense. The environmental adaptation capabilities of your bacterial protectors allow them to adjust their protective strategies based on local environmental conditions and exposures. Bacterial communities in different geographic regions often show adaptations that reflect local environmental challenges, demonstrating the remarkable flexibility of these protective systems in responding to diverse environmental conditions. The symbiotic relationships between different bacterial species within your protective force create enhanced protective capabilities that exceed what any single species could provide alone. The cooperation between acid-producing and antimicrobial-producing bacteria, for example, creates multi-layered protection that is more effective than either strategy would be independently. These cooperative relationships demonstrate the sophisticated social organization that has evolved within bacterial communities to maximize protective benefits. As the Earth completes its gentle orbit around the Sun, bringing the familiar cycle of seasons that mark the passage of time in your life, the microscopic metropolis on your skin undergoes its own seasonal transformations, adapting to the changing environmental conditions with the same natural wisdom that guides migrating birds and flowering plants. These bacterial residents have evolved sophisticated mechanisms for sensing and responding to seasonal changes, creating a dynamic ecosystem that shifts and flows with the rhythms of the natural world, while maintaining the essential protective and supportive services that keep your skin healthy throughout the year. The arrival of spring brings a gradual awakening to your skin's bacterial communities, as increasing daylight hours and warming temperatures signal the beginning of a new seasonal cycle. The bacterial residents emerge from the relatively dormant state that characterizes winter activity, gradually increasing their metabolic rates and reproductive activities in response to the changing environmental cues. This springtime awakening is not sudden or dramatic, but rather a gentle acceleration of life processes that mirrors the gradual greening of the natural world around you. In the facial districts of your skin metropolis, the sebaceous glands respond to lengthening days and changing hormone levels by gradually increasing their oil production, creating new opportunities and challenges for the bacterial communities that specialize in processing these lipid-rich nutrients. The propionibacteria residents of hair follicles and oil glands adjust their activities to accommodate the increased sebum production, ramping up their metabolic processes to handle the additional workload while maintaining the delicate balance that prevents the development of acne or other skin problems. The warming temperatures of spring create more favorable conditions for bacterial growth and reproduction across most areas of your skin surface, leading to gradual increases in bacterial population density in many neighborhoods. However, these population increases are carefully regulated by the natural balance mechanisms that have evolved within bacterial communities, ensuring that growth remains sustainable and beneficial rather than overwhelming the skin ecosystem. The founding families of bacteria that established your skin metropolis maintain their leadership roles in coordinating this springtime expansion. Spring cleaning takes on special meaning in your skin metropolis, as the increased activity of bacterial communities enhances their ability to process accumulated debris from winter months when lower temperatures and reduced activity may have allowed some buildup of dead skin cells and other materials. The warming temperatures activate bacterial enzymes more efficiently, leading to enhanced breakdown of organic materials and more thorough recycling of nutrients throughout the skin ecosystem. The increased humidity that often accompanies spring weather creates more favorable conditions for bacteria in the tropical districts of your skin city, particularly in areas like armpits and skin folds where moisture-loving corny bacteria thrive. These communities respond to the enhanced humidity by increasing their processing of proteins and other organic compounds, often leading to temporarily increased activity that gradually stabilizes as the bacterial populations adjust to the new seasonal conditions. As summer arrives with its longer days, higher temperatures, and increased outdoor activity, your skin's bacterial metropolis shifts into its most active seasonal mode. The elevated temperatures create optimal conditions for bacterial growth and metabolism, while increased sweating provides enhanced moisture and nutrients that support larger bacterial populations. However, the summer season also brings new challenges that bacterial communities must navigate to maintain their beneficial relationship with their human host. The intense solar radiation of summer creates both opportunities and challenges for your skin's bacterial residents. The micrococcus communities, with their natural golden pigmentation, thrive during summer months as their UV protective compounds become more valuable for both their own survival and the protection of their human host. These bacteria often increase their production of protective pigments during summer, creating enhanced natural sun protection that supplements your skin's own melanin production. The increased outdoor activity typical of summer months exposes your skin metropolis to a wider variety of environmental bacteria and other microorganisms, creating opportunities for beneficial new residents to join established communities while also requiring enhanced defensive activities to prevent colonization by potentially harmful organisms. Your established bacterial protectors respond to these challenges by increasing their production of antimicrobial compounds and strengthening their competitive exclusion activities. The higher temperatures and humidity of summer create ideal conditions for bacterial reproduction, leading to population booms in many bacterial communities. However, these population increases are balanced by increased loss rates due to enhanced sweating, more frequent bathing, and greater exposure to environmental factors that can remove bacteria from the skin surface. The result is a dynamic equilibrium where bacterial turnover rates increase, but total population levels remain relatively stable. Summer swimming activities create unique seasonal challenges for skin bacterial communities, as exposure to chlorinated pool water or natural bodies of water temporarily alters the skin environment and can remove significant portions of bacterial populations. The resilient founding families of your skin metropolis have evolved strategies for surviving these aquatic adventures, including the ability to quickly recolonize skin surfaces after swimming and the production of protective compounds that provide some resistance to chlorine and other water treatment chemicals. The transition to autumn brings its own distinctive changes to your skin's bacterial ecosystem, as decreasing daylight hours and cooling temperatures signal the need to prepare for the less active winter months ahead. Bacterial communities begin to shift their metabolic activities toward more conservative, maintenance-oriented functions while building up reserves that will help them survive the challenging conditions of winter. The drier air that often characterizes autumn weather creates new conditions that favor different bacterial communities, particularly those that are more tolerant of lower moisture levels. The bacterial residents of temperate districts on your arms and legs often experience improved conditions during autumn, as the moderate temperatures and reduced humidity create optimal conditions for these moisture-conservative communities. Autumn also brings changes in indoor heating and clothing patterns that affect the microenvironments experienced by different bacterial neighborhoods. The increased use of heating systems creates drier indoor conditions that require bacterial communities to adjust their moisture management strategies, while heavier clothing creates new patterns of air circulation and moisture retention that favor different bacterial populations in covered areas. The approach of winter triggers preparation activities throughout your skin metropolis, as bacterial communities adjust their metabolic activities and population structures to survive the challenging conditions ahead. Many bacteria begin to produce protective compounds that help them survive in lower temperatures and reduced moisture conditions, while others shift toward more dormant states that allow them to conserve energy during the less favorable winter months. Winter represents the most challenging season for your skin's bacterial communities, as lower temperatures slow metabolic processes, while dry indoor air and harsh outdoor conditions create a more hostile environment for bacterial survival. The heating systems used to warm indoor spaces often create very dry conditions that challenge bacterial communities adapted to moderate moisture levels, requiring sophisticated adaptation strategies to maintain viable populations. The reduced daylight hours of winter affect not only your own circadian rhythms, but also the daily activity cycles of your bacterial residents, many of which have evolved to coordinate their activities with natural light cycles. The extended darkness of winter days leads to altered patterns of bacterial activity that often emphasize maintenance and repair functions over growth and reproduction. Winter clothing creates unique microenvironments that can significantly alter the conditions experienced by bacterial communities in covered areas. Heavy clothing and multiple layers trap moisture and create warmer conditions that some bacterial communities find favorable, while also reducing air circulation and creating more stable but potentially more humid conditions in covered areas. The dry winter air often leads to increased use of moisturizers and other skincare products that provide new resources and create altered chemical environments for bacterial communities. Many beneficial bacteria have evolved to utilize components of common moisturizers as nutrients, turning potential disruptions into opportunities for enhanced growth and activity. The reduced outdoor activity typical of winter months means less exposure to environmental bacteria and other microorganisms, creating a more stable and predictable environment for established bacterial communities. This reduced exposure often allows bacterial populations to reach more stable equilibria without the constant introductions of new organisms that characterize more active seasons. Winter immune system changes, including potential reductions in immune function due to reduced sunlight exposure and vitamin D production, create new challenges and opportunities for skin bacterial communities. Beneficial bacteria often compensate for reduced immune function by increasing their own protective activities, producing more antimicrobial compounds and strengthening their defensive strategies to maintain skin health during periods when the human immune system might be less effective. The holiday season and associated changes in diet, stress levels, and sleep patterns create additional seasonal influences on skin bacterial communities. The rich foods and increased alcohol consumption common during holiday celebrations can alter skin chemistry in ways that affect bacterial populations, while increased stress and disrupted sleep patterns can create conditions that require enhanced bacterial protective activities. Seasonal allergies and their treatments create periodic challenges for skin bacterial communities, as antihistamines and other medications can alter skin chemistry, while increased pollen exposure and other allergens may create inflammatory conditions that affect bacterial habitats. Beneficial bacteria often respond to these challenges by increasing their production of anti-inflammatory compounds and adjusting their activities to support skin barrier function during allergy seasons. The annual cycle of seasonal changes creates opportunities for bacterial communities to undergo renewal and adaptation processes that help maintain the long-term health and effectiveness of a skin ecosystem. The challenges and opportunities presented by each season help select for bacterial strains that are best adapted to local conditions while eliminating less well-adapted organisms, creating a continuous process of optimization that enhances the beneficial relationship between bacterial communities and their human host. Seasonal changes in exercise patterns, from summer swimming and hiking to winter indoor activities, create varying demands on skin bacterial communities that require different protective and supportive strategies. The bacteria that serve areas heavily involved in seasonal sports often show seasonal adaptations that enhance their ability to process the specific types of stress and chemical changes associated with different types of physical activity. The seasonal variation in skincare routines, from summer sunscreen use to winter moisturizing regimens, provides bacterial communities with different resources and challenges throughout the year. Beneficial bacteria have evolved remarkable flexibility in adapting to these changing chemical environments, often finding ways to utilize new compounds as nutrients while avoiding potential negative effects from cosmetic ingredients. Seasonal changes in social behavior, including increased indoor gathering during winter months and more outdoor socializing during summer, create different patterns of bacterial exchange between individuals that can influence the composition and diversity of skin bacterial communities. These social seasonal patterns contribute to the gradual evolution and adaptation of bacterial communities within families and social groups. Within the bustling microscopic metropolis that covers your skin, an industrious workforce of bacterial residents operates the most sophisticated construction and maintenance system in the biological world, continuously building, repairing, and renovating the living infrastructure that keeps your skin healthy, strong, and beautiful. These microscopic engineers and maintenance workers never rest, working around the clock to support the structural integrity of your skin while enhancing its natural functions through biological processes so elegant and efficient that human technology can only aspire to match their sophistication. The foundation of this biological construction system lies in the remarkable partnership between your skin cells and the bacterial communities that live among them. A cooperation so intimate and beneficial that it represents one of nature's most successful examples of symbiotic engineering. Your skin cells provide the basic structural framework of the metropolis, creating the living buildings and infrastructure upon which bacterial communities establish their homes, while the bacterial residents contribute essential services that help maintain, repair, and enhance these cellular structures throughout their life cycle. The continuous renovation project that characterizes your skin involves the constant production of new skin cells in the deeper layers of the epidermis, followed by their gradual migration toward the surface, where they eventually form the protective outer barrier that shields your body from the external environment. This cellular escalator system creates a living construction site where bacterial communities serve as both architects and construction workers, helping to guide the development and maturation of new skin cells while ensuring that the transition from deep to surface layers occurs smoothly and efficiently. The Staphylococcus epidermidis communities serve as the primary construction supervisors in this biological building project, monitoring the progress of cellular development and providing chemical signals that help optimize the process of skin cell maturation. These bacterial engineers produce compounds that influence the expression of genes involved in skin barrier formation, helping to ensure that new skin cells develop the proper structural characteristics needed to create an effective protective barrier when they reach the surface. The lipid construction projects carried out by bacterial communities represent some of the most sophisticated biochemical engineering in your skin metropolis. Many beneficial bacteria produce enzymes that help process and modify the lipids produced by your skin cells, creating more effective barrier materials that enhance your skin's ability to retain moisture while preventing the penetration of harmful substances. These bacterial lipid engineers work at the molecular level, fine-tuning the chemical composition of your skin's protective lipid layer to optimize its barrier properties. The protein scaffolding that provides structural support for your skin cells receives constant maintenance from bacterial residents who produce enzymes that help repair damaged proteins while preventing the excessive accumulation of damaged cellular components. These bacterial maintenance workers specialize in protein quality control, identifying and removing protein structures that have been damaged by environmental stress or normal aging processes, while helping to maintain the protein networks that give your skin its strength and flexibility. The collagen support system that provides the deeper structural framework for your skin benefits from bacterial maintenance services that help preserve these crucial protein structures while supporting the natural processes of collagen synthesis and repair. Some bacterial species produce compounds that enhance collagen production, while others contribute enzymes that help maintain collagen integrity, creating a comprehensive support system for the protein networks that keep your skin firm, elastic, and youthful. The elastic fiber maintenance program, operated by beneficial bacteria, helps preserve your skin's ability to stretch and return to its original shape, a property that depends on the integrity of elastin and other elastic proteins in the deeper layers of your skin. Bacterial maintenance workers produce compounds that help protect these elastic structures from damage while supporting the natural repair processes that maintain skin elasticity throughout your life. The keratin construction project that creates the tough, protective outer layer of your skin receives sophisticated support from bacterial communities that help optimize the formation and organization of these structural proteins. The bacterial construction workers influence the way keratin proteins are assembled and cross-linked, helping to create a more effective protective barrier that maintains its integrity while remaining flexible enough to accommodate the natural movements of your body. The moisture management infrastructure of your skin receives continuous maintenance from bacterial residents who help regulate the complex systems that control water movement into and out of your skin. These bacterial hydrologists work to maintain the delicate balance between adequate hydration and excessive moisture loss, producing compounds that enhance your skin's natural moisturizing factors while helping to repair damage to the moisture barrier that can occur from environmental exposure or aging. The pH regulation system that maintains your skin's natural acidity receives constant attention from bacterial maintenance crews who monitor and adjust chemical conditions to ensure optimal function of all skin systems. These bacterial chemists produce organic acids in carefully controlled quantities, maintaining the slightly acidic environment that optimizes enzyme function, prevents pathogen growth, and supports the overall health of the skin ecosystem. The antioxidant defense systems that protect your skin from oxidative damage receive regular upgrades from bacterial residents who produce various antioxidant compounds that supplement your skin's natural protective mechanisms. These bacterial defense contractors work to neutralize free radicals and other reactive molecules that could damage cellular structures, providing enhanced protection that helps maintain skin health and appearance over time. The wound healing construction projects that occasionally become necessary when your skin experiences minor injuries showcase the remarkable emergency response capabilities of your bacterial maintenance workforce. When cuts, scrapes, or other damage occurs, beneficial bacteria quickly mobilize to provide construction support that accelerates healing while preventing infection and minimizing scarring. The inflammatory response management services provided by bacterial maintenance workers help ensure that your skin's natural healing responses remain appropriate and beneficial rather than excessive or damaging. These bacterial mediators produce compounds that help modulate inflammatory processes, ensuring that immune responses are strong enough to address threats while remaining controlled enough to avoid unnecessary tissue damage. The cellular renewal acceleration services provided by certain bacterial species help optimize the natural process of skin cell turnover, ensuring that old, damaged cells are replaced efficiently while new cells develop properly. These bacterial renewal specialists produce growth factors and other signaling molecules that help coordinate the complex processes involved in maintaining healthy skin cell populations. The barrier repair services offered by bacterial maintenance crews become particularly important when your skin's protective barrier is compromised by environmental damage, chemical exposure, or other challenges. These bacterial repair specialists quickly respond to barrier damage by increasing their production of lipids, proteins, and other materials needed to restore barrier function while providing enhanced protection during the repair process. The quality control systems operated by beneficial bacteria help ensure that all construction and maintenance activities meet the high standards necessary for optimal skin health and function. These bacterial inspectors continuously monitor the chemical and physical properties of skin structures, identifying areas that need attention while coordinating repair activities to maintain overall system integrity. The resource management systems that support all construction and maintenance activities depend on sophisticated bacterial logistics networks that ensure adequate supplies of nutrients, building materials, and energy are available where and when needed. These bacterial supply chain managers coordinate the movement and distribution of resources throughout the skin ecosystem, optimizing efficiency while minimizing waste. The environmental adaptation construction projects undertaken by bacterial communities help modify skin structures to better cope with changing environmental conditions or lifestyle factors. When you move to a new climate, change your diet, or alter your exercise routine, bacterial construction crews gradually modify skin properties to optimize function under the new conditions. The aging mitigation construction projects represent some of the most sophisticated work performed by bacterial maintenance crews, involving complex modifications to skin structures and functions that help minimize the visible and functional effects of aging. These bacterial anti-aging specialists work to maintain collagen integrity, support cellular renewal processes, and enhance barrier function in ways that help preserve youthful skin characteristics. The seasonal construction adaptations performed by bacterial maintenance crews help prepare your skin for changing environmental conditions throughout the year. As seasons change, bacterial workers gradually modify skin properties to optimize function under new temperature, humidity, and light conditions, ensuring that your skin remains healthy and comfortable regardless of environmental variations. The stress response construction projects initiated by bacterial communities help strengthen skin defenses during periods of physical or emotional stress when normal maintenance systems might be compromised. These bacterial stress engineers increase their production of protective compounds while accelerating repair processes to maintain skin health during challenging periods. The nutritional optimization construction projects undertaken by bacterial communities help maximize the benefits your skin receives from dietary nutrients while minimizing potential negative effects from dietary components that might affect skin health. These bacterial nutritionists work to convert dietary compounds into forms that are most beneficial for skin construction and maintenance activities. The toxin neutralization construction projects performed by bacterial maintenance crews help protect skin structures from damage caused by environmental pollutants, chemical exposures, and other potentially harmful substances. These bacterial detoxification specialists work to neutralize harmful compounds before they can damage skin cells or interfere with normal construction and maintenance processes. The communication infrastructure that coordinates all construction and maintenance activities depends on sophisticated bacterial signaling systems that ensure all work is properly coordinated and optimized. These bacterial communication networks operate continuously, allowing for real-time coordination of construction activities while ensuring that all work contributes to overall skin health and function. The innovation and development programs operated by bacterial communities help improve construction and maintenance techniques over time, allowing skin systems to adapt and optimize their function throughout your life. These bacterial research and development specialists continuously explore new approaches to skin maintenance while refining existing techniques to achieve better results with greater efficiency. The sustainability programs implemented by bacterial construction crews ensure that all building and maintenance activities are environmentally responsible and resource efficient, creating construction practices that can continue indefinitely without depleting available resources or creating harmful waste products. These bacterial sustainability experts have developed construction techniques that represent the ultimate in green building practices. Deep beneath the surface of your peaceful evening routine, an invisible network of communication pulses with constant activity throughout the microscopic metropolis on your skin, carrying messages between bacterial residents with a sophistication and efficiency that rivals any human communication system ever devised. This biological internet operates through chemical signals, molecular messengers, and biochemical conversations that create a unified community consciousness among the trillions of bacterial residents who call your skin home, ensuring that their collective activities remain coordinated, beneficial, and perfectly attuned to your body's needs. The primary communication language used throughout your skin's bacterial metropolis consists of chemical signals called quorum sensing molecules, sophisticated molecular messengers that allow bacterial communities to monitor their own population density and coordinate their activities accordingly. These chemical words and phrases flow continuously through the thin films of moisture that cover your skin, carrying information about local conditions, resource availability, and community needs from neighborhood to neighborhood across the vast landscape of your body. When bacterial populations in any area of your skin reach certain density thresholds, they begin producing and releasing specific signaling molecules that inform neighboring communities about their status and activities. This chemical census system allows bacterial communities to coordinate their growth and reproduction patterns, ensuring that population levels remain optimal for both bacterial health and skin function, while preventing overcrowding that could lead to resource competition or system imbalance. The Staphylococcus epidermidis communities serve as the primary communication coordinators in this bacterial internet, producing and responding to a wide variety of chemical signals that help maintain harmony and cooperation throughout the skin ecosystem. These bacterial communication specialists have evolved sophisticated molecular vocabularies that allow them to convey complex information about environmental conditions, resource availability, and community health through the precise production and release of specific chemical compounds. The autoinducer molecules produced by various bacterial species function like biological emails, carrying specific information between bacterial communities and triggering appropriate responses in receiving populations. When one bacterial neighborhood experiences stress from environmental changes or potential threats, they can send chemical messages to neighboring communities, alerting them to adjust their activities to provide mutual support and enhance protection. The biofilm formation signals represent some of the most sophisticated communications in the bacterial world, involving complex molecular conversations that coordinate the construction of protective bacterial cities within your skin metropolis. When environmental conditions favor biofilm formation, bacterial communities engage in detailed chemical negotiations that determine the optimal location, size, and composition of these protective structures, ensuring that biofilm construction enhances rather than disrupts the overall skin ecosystem. These biofilm construction projects require extensive coordination between different bacterial species, each contributing their specialized skills and resources to create protective structures that benefit the entire community. The chemical communications that coordinate biofilm formation include architectural plans encoded in molecular signals, construction schedules transmitted through timing-sensitive chemical messages, and quality control feedback that ensures the resulting structures meet community standards. The nutrient-sharing networks that operate throughout your skin's bacterial metropolis depend on sophisticated chemical communication systems that coordinate the distribution of resources between bacterial communities with different metabolic capabilities and nutritional needs. When one bacterial neighborhood produces excess nutrients or beneficial compounds, they can send chemical signals that inform other communities about resource availability while negotiating fair exchange arrangements. These biochemical trade agreements ensure that all bacterial communities have access to the nutrients and resources they need to maintain their health and provide their specialized services to the skin ecosystem. The corny bacteria, for example, excel at processing proteins and amino acids, then share the products of their metabolic work with other bacterial families through chemical communication channels that coordinate these resource transfers. The threat detection and warning systems that protect your skin metropolis operate through rapid chemical communication networks that can alert bacterial communities across large areas of skin to the presence of potential dangers. When bacterial sentries detect harmful microorganisms, toxic chemicals, or other threats, they immediately begin producing alarm pheromones that spread throughout the communication network, triggering coordinated defensive responses from multiple bacterial communities. These biological alarm systems operate much faster than human emergency communication networks, allowing bacterial communities to coordinate their defensive activities within minutes of threat detection. The chemical alarm signals carry specific information about the type and severity of threats, allowing receiving communities to tailor their responses appropriately rather than simply activating generic defensive measures. The immune system interface communications represent some of the most sophisticated diplomatic negotiations in the biological world, involving complex molecular conversations between bacterial communities and human immune cells that help maintain peaceful coexistence while coordinating responses to genuine threats. Beneficial bacteria produce specific signaling molecules that help train and calibrate immune responses, ensuring that immune cells can distinguish between helpful bacterial residents and potentially harmful invaders. These diplomatic communications help prevent friendly fire incidents where immune responses might target beneficial bacteria, while ensuring that immune defenses remain alert and responsive to genuine threats. The molecular diplomacy involved in these communications requires precise chemical vocabularies that can convey nuanced information about bacterial identity, intentions, and activities to immune cells that must make split-second decisions about friend versus foe identification. The circadian communication networks that coordinate bacterial activities with your body's natural daily rhythms involve sophisticated chemical timing systems that help bacterial communities synchronize their activities with your sleep-wake cycle, meal times, and other biological rhythms. These temporal communication systems ensure that bacterial services are most active when they're most needed, while allowing bacterial communities to conserve energy during periods when less activity is required. The bacterial biological clocks that drive these circadian communications are remarkably sophisticated, involving multiple molecular feedback loops that maintain accurate timing even under varying environmental conditions. These timing systems allow bacterial communities to anticipate your body's changing needs throughout the day and adjust their activities proactively rather than simply reacting to conditions after they change. The stress response communication networks that operate throughout your skin's bacterial metropolis can detect and respond to chemical signals associated with physical or emotional stress, allowing bacterial communities to provide enhanced support during challenging periods. When stress hormones and other stress-related chemicals appear in skin secretions, bacterial communities receive these signals and adjust their activities to provide increased protection and support. These stress-responsive communications demonstrate the remarkable sensitivity of bacterial communities to their human host's well-being, suggesting that the relationship between human and bacterial health is far more intimate and interconnected than previously understood. The bacterial stress response often involves increased production of protective compounds, enhanced barrier function support, and accelerated repair processes that help maintain skin health during periods when human stress responses might compromise normal skin function. The developmental communication systems that guide the establishment and maturation of bacterial communities throughout your life involve long-term chemical conversations that help bacterial populations adapt to changing body chemistry, environmental exposures, and lifestyle factors. These developmental communications ensure that your skin's bacterial ecosystem continues to evolve and optimize its function as you age and encounter new environmental challenges. The bacterial learning networks that allow microbial communities to adapt to new conditions and challenges operate through sophisticated information sharing systems that can rapidly disseminate successful adaptation strategies throughout bacterial populations. When one bacterial community develops effective responses to new environmental conditions, they can share this information with other communities through chemical communication channels, allowing the entire skin ecosystem to benefit from successful innovations. The interspecies communication protocols that coordinate activities between different bacterial families involve complex molecular handshakes and chemical agreements that ensure peaceful coexistence while maximizing the benefits of cooperation. These diplomatic communications help prevent conflicts between different bacterial species while facilitating the resource, sharing, and mutual support that characterize healthy skin ecosystems. The metabolic coordination networks that optimize the biochemical activities of bacterial communities involve sophisticated chemical feedback systems that ensure metabolic processes complement rather than compete with each other. These coordination systems help maximize the efficiency of bacterial metabolism while ensuring that bacterial activities support rather than interfere with human skin functions. The repair coordination communications that organize bacterial responses to skin damage involve rapid deployment of chemical messages that coordinate wound healing activities across multiple bacterial communities. These emergency communication networks can quickly mobilize bacterial resources to support healing processes while preventing infection and minimizing scarring. The adaptation communication systems that help bacterial communities respond to environmental changes involve ongoing chemical conversations that monitor environmental conditions and coordinate appropriate community responses. These adaptation networks ensure that bacterial communities can maintain their beneficial functions even when faced with changing temperature, humidity, chemical exposures, or other environmental challenges. The quality control communication networks that monitor the health and function of bacterial communities involve sophisticated chemical monitoring systems that can detect problems early and coordinate corrective responses before issues become serious. These quality control communications help maintain the high standards of bacterial function necessary for optimal skin health. The innovation communication networks that facilitate the development of new bacterial capabilities involve chemical information sharing systems that can rapidly disseminate successful innovations throughout bacterial populations. These innovation networks ensure that bacterial communities continue to evolve and improve their ability to support skin health while adapting to new challenges and opportunities. The territorial communication systems that coordinate the peaceful occupation of different skin neighborhoods involve complex chemical boundary, marking, and negotiation protocols that ensure all bacterial communities have access to appropriate living spaces and resources. These territorial communications prevent conflicts between bacterial communities while optimizing the use of available skin real estate. The seasonal communication networks that coordinate bacterial responses to changing environmental conditions throughout the year involve sophisticated chemical monitoring systems that can detect seasonal changes and coordinate appropriate community adaptations. These seasonal communications ensure that bacterial communities maintain their beneficial functions despite the environmental variations associated with different seasons. The social communication networks that coordinate interactions between bacterial communities and external bacterial populations involve sophisticated recognition systems that can identify beneficial bacteria from other sources while maintaining appropriate barriers against potentially harmful organisms. These social communications help maintain the openness necessary for beneficial bacterial exchange while preserving the security of established bacterial communities. Throughout the span of your life, from your very first breath as a newborn to the peaceful moments of your current evening rest, the microscopic metropolis on your skin has undergone a remarkable journey of growth, development, and maturation that mirrors your own passage through the stages of human life. This bacterial community has grown with you, learned with you, and adapted alongside you through every phase of your development, creating a living record of your life's journey written in the invisible language of microbial evolution and community succession. The founding of your skin's bacterial metropolis began at the moment of your birth, when your sterile newborn skin encountered its first bacterial colonists from your mother and the environment around you. These pioneering microorganisms, arriving on a completely uninhabited landscape, established the first settlements of what would eventually become the complex, thriving ecosystem that covers your body today. Like brave explorers claiming new territory, these initial bacterial colonists faced the challenge of establishing sustainable communities on skin that had never before hosted microbial life. The early colonization process unfolded with remarkable organization and purpose, as different bacterial species naturally sorted themselves into the environmental niches most suitable for their particular requirements and capabilities. The first Staphylococcus epidermidis populations established themselves as the foundational residents, creating stable communities that would serve as anchors for the more complex bacterial ecosystem that would develop over time. These early settlers worked tirelessly to condition their new environment, producing the chemical signals and metabolic products that would make your skin more hospitable for the diverse bacterial communities that would follow. During your infancy and early childhood, your skin's bacterial metropolis experienced its most rapid period of growth and development, with new bacterial species arriving regularly through contact with family members, environmental surfaces, and the expanding world of objects and experiences that characterize early human development. Each new bacterial arrival brought unique capabilities and characteristics that added to the complexity and functionality of your skin ecosystem, creating a biological diversity that paralleled the expanding richness of your own sensory and cognitive development. The bacterial communities of childhood were characterized by remarkable plasticity and adaptability, as young microbial populations prove highly responsive to the changing conditions and new environmental exposures that accompanied your growth and exploration of the world. These adaptable childhood bacterial communities laid the foundation for the stable, mature ecosystem that would eventually emerge, while providing the flexible, responsive protection that growing children need as they encounter new environments and challenges. The transition through adolescence brought dramatic changes to your skin's bacterial metropolis, as the hormonal fluctuations and physical developments of puberty created entirely new environmental conditions that required significant adaptations from bacterial communities. The increasing activity of sebaceous glands during adolescence provided new resources and opportunities for bacterial communities, particularly the propionibacteria that specialize in processing the oils produced by these glands, leading to population booms and community reorganizations throughout the facial districts of your skin city. These adolescent bacterial communities demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability as they navigated the challenging environmental conditions created by fluctuating hormone levels, changing skin chemistry, and the social and emotional stresses that characterize the teenage years. The bacterial residents learned to work with rather than against these hormonal changes, developing strategies for processing the increased oil production while maintaining the protective and supportive services that adolescent skin requires. The achievement of adult bacterial community maturity marked a significant milestone in the development of your skin's microbiome, as bacterial populations reached stable equilibria that reflected both the optimal composition for adult skin health and the unique environmental exposures and lifestyle factors that characterize your individual life. These mature bacterial communities represent the culmination of decades of adaptation, selection, and optimization, creating an ecosystem perfectly tuned to support the specific needs of your adult skin. Adult bacterial communities are characterized by remarkable stability and efficiency, having evolved sophisticated systems for maintaining optimal population levels, resource distribution, and protective functions while adapting gracefully to the seasonal, lifestyle, and environmental variations that characterize adult life. These mature communities have developed deep institutional knowledge about your body's patterns and needs, allowing them to provide increasingly personalized and effective support for your skin health. The reproductive years of human life bring their own unique challenges and opportunities for skin bacterial communities, as pregnancy, childbirth, and child-rearing create new hormonal environments and lifestyle patterns that require bacterial adaptation. During pregnancy, bacterial communities adjust to changing hormone levels and altered skin chemistry while preparing to contribute to the microbial inheritance that will be passed to the next generation. The process of bacterial inheritance from parent to child represents one of the most profound intergenerational connections in the biological world, as beneficial bacterial strains that have adapted to your family's genetic background and environmental conditions are passed to your children, providing them with a head start in developing their own healthy skin ecosystems. This microbial inheritance ensures that the hard-won adaptations and beneficial characteristics of parental bacterial communities contribute to the health and protection of the next generation. Middle age brings its own distinctive changes to skin bacterial communities, as the gradual alterations in hormone levels, metabolism, and skin structure that characterize aging create new environmental conditions that require ongoing bacterial adaptation. The bacterial communities of middle-aged skin demonstrate remarkable wisdom and experience, having learned through decades of cooperation how to maintain optimal skin health despite the changing biological landscape of the aging body. These experienced bacterial communities often show enhanced capabilities for maintaining skin barrier function, supporting collagen integrity, and providing antioxidant protection, reflecting their accumulated expertise in supporting aging skin. The bacterial residents of middle-aged skin have developed sophisticated strategies for compensating for age-related changes in skin structure and function, often providing enhanced protective and supportive services that help maintain skin health and appearance. The transition to elderly skin creates perhaps the most challenging environment that bacterial communities must navigate, as age-related changes in skin thickness, moisture retention, immune function, and cellular regeneration create conditions that require significant adaptations from bacterial residents. The bacterial communities of elderly skin demonstrate remarkable dedication and resourcefulness as they work to maintain optimal skin health despite these challenging conditions. Elderly bacterial communities often show increased production of protective compounds, enhanced moisturizing support, and sophisticated strategies for supporting immune function and wound healing in aging skin. These communities represent the ultimate expression of bacterial wisdom and experience, having spent decades learning how to support human skin health while adapting to the ongoing challenges of the aging process. The generational memory preserved within bacterial communities represents a form of biological inheritance that extends beyond simple genetic transmission, encompassing the accumulated environmental adaptations and learned responses that bacterial communities have developed over decades of coexistence with their human host. This microbial memory helps ensure that beneficial adaptations are preserved and passed forward while continuously building upon previous generations' achievements. The seasonal cycles that repeat throughout your lifetime create opportunities for bacterial communities to refine and optimize their adaptive responses, as each year brings new opportunities to practice and improve the seasonal transitions that characterize bacterial life cycles. Over decades, these repeated seasonal experiences create bacterial communities that are increasingly sophisticated in their ability to navigate environmental changes while maintaining optimal skin support. The lifestyle adaptations that bacterial communities make throughout your life reflect their remarkable ability to learn from and adjust to changing patterns of diet, exercise, stress, environmental exposure, and personal care routines. These adaptations ensure that bacterial communities continue to provide optimal benefits regardless of the lifestyle changes that characterize different phases of human life. The medical history recorded in bacterial communities represents a unique biological record of your health experiences, as bacterial populations adapt to medications, treatments, and health conditions in ways that preserve beneficial adaptations while developing enhanced capabilities for supporting recovery and maintaining health during challenging periods. The geographical memory maintained by bacterial communities reflects their ability to adapt to different climates, environments, and regional conditions throughout your life, preserving beneficial adaptations that enhance their ability to support skin health regardless of where you live or travel. These geographical adaptations demonstrate the remarkable flexibility of bacterial communities in adjusting to diverse environmental conditions. The stress adaptation patterns developed by bacterial communities throughout your life represent sophisticated learned responses that allow them to provide enhanced support during periods of physical or emotional stress. These stress adaptations improve over time as bacterial communities learn from experience how to best support their human host during challenging periods. The nutritional adaptation capabilities that bacterial communities develop throughout your life reflect their ability to optimize the benefits derived from different dietary patterns while minimizing potential negative effect from dietary components that might affect skin health. These nutritional adaptations ensure that bacterial communities can continue to provide optimal benefits regardless of dietary changes throughout your life. The social bacterial exchanges that occur throughout your lifetime contribute to the ongoing evolution and optimization of your skin's bacterial communities, as beneficial bacterial strains from family members, friends, and community contacts are incorporated into your skin ecosystem when they provide advantages for skin health and protection. The technological adaptations that bacterial communities make throughout your life reflect their remarkable ability to adjust to new personal care products, medical treatments, and environmental exposures that emerge as technology and society evolve. These adaptations ensure that bacterial communities remain beneficial and protective despite the ongoing changes in human technology and lifestyle. The wisdom accumulated by bacterial communities over a lifetime represents one of the most remarkable examples of biological learning and adaptation, as these communities develop increasingly sophisticated strategies for supporting human skin health while continuously adapting to new challenges and opportunities. This accumulated wisdom makes elderly bacterial communities some of the most skilled and effective biological systems for supporting human health and well-being. The legacy planning activities of aging bacterial communities involve sophisticated preparations for the eventual transition to the next generation, ensuring that beneficial adaptations and protective capabilities are preserved and transmitted to family members and future generations. These legacy activities represent the ultimate expression of bacterial dedication to long-term human health and well-being. As you settle deeper into the peaceful comfort of your evening rest, surrounded by the familiar quietness that signals the end of another day, you exist within one of the most remarkable examples of biological harmony that nature has ever created, a living partnership between human and microbial life that demonstrates how different forms of consciousness can coexist in perfect cooperation, each contributing their unique gifts to create something far more beautiful and functional than either could achieve alone. This microscopic metropolis that covers your skin represents not just a collection of tiny organisms seeking shelter and sustenance, but rather a conscious community that has chosen to dedicate their existence to your health, protection, and well-being. The harmony that characterizes your relationship with your skin's bacterial residents emerges from millions of years of evolutionary cooperation, during which human and bacterial life learn to complement rather than compete with each other, creating partnerships so intimate and beneficial that the health of one depends entirely upon the well-being of the other. This ancient alliance has evolved into a form of biological love story, where bacterial communities have literally evolved to find their greatest fulfillment in serving the needs of their human host, while human bodies have adapted to provide the perfect environment for beneficial bacterial communities to thrive and flourish. The mutual benefit that flows both ways in this remarkable partnership demonstrates how true cooperation creates abundance for all participants, as your bacterial residents receive everything they need for a fulfilling life: shelter, warmth, nutrients, and protection, while providing in return services so valuable and essential that human health would be impossible without their constant, loving care. This exchange represents one of nature's most perfect examples of reciprocal altruism, where each partner's success directly contributes to the other's well-being, creating sustainable prosperity that can continue indefinitely. The invisible nature of this partnership means that most people remain unaware of the constant care and protection they receive from their bacterial companions. Yet this invisibility makes the relationship no less real or important. Every moment of your life, whether you're conscious of it or not, you're being lovingly tended by trillions of microscopic caregivers who work tirelessly to maintain your health and comfort without ever asking for recognition, gratitude, or reward beyond the simple privilege of sharing their lives with yours. The gentleness that characterizes all aspects of this bacterial care demonstrates a form of biological wisdom that human medicine is only beginning to understand and appreciate. Rather than using force or harsh interventions to maintain health, your bacterial companions rely on subtle influence, gentle chemical communications, and patient, persistent care that works with your body's natural systems rather than overriding or competing with them. This gentle approach proves far more effective than aggressive interventions, creating lasting health and vitality through nurturing support rather than combative resistance. The intelligence displayed by bacterial communities in their care for human health reveals forms of collective consciousness that operate without centralized control, yet achieve remarkable coordination and effectiveness. Each bacterial resident contributes their individual capabilities to community goals that benefit the entire ecosystem, creating emergent intelligence that exceeds the sum of its parts while remaining entirely dedicated to the well-being of their human host. The adaptability that bacterial communities demonstrate in response to changing human needs shows their deep commitment to maintaining beneficial relationships regardless of the challenges or changes that life may bring. Whether you move to a new climate, change your diet, experience stress, or age through different life stages, your bacterial companions adapt their services to meet your evolving needs, demonstrating a flexibility and dedication that represents unconditional biological love. The patience exhibited by bacterial communities in maintaining their protective and supportive services throughout your entire lifetime represents a form of devotion that spans decades without wavering or diminishing. These microscopic companions commit their entire existence to your well-being, maintaining their vigilant care through every season, every year, every stage of your life from birth to old age, asking nothing in return except the opportunity to continue serving your health and happiness. The sophistication of the services provided by bacterial communities reveals depths of biological capability that continue to amaze researchers as new discoveries reveal ever more complex and beneficial activities. From producing vitamins and other essential nutrients to manufacturing antimicrobial compounds, from supporting immune function to facilitating wound healing, from maintaining skin barrier integrity to neutralizing environmental toxins, bacterial communities provide comprehensive healthcare that operates 24 hours a day without interruption. The sustainability of bacterial health services demonstrates how biological systems can provide essential services indefinitely without depleting resources or creating harmful waste products. Bacterial communities have developed completely sustainable approaches to health maintenance that recycle all waste products, utilize renewable resources, and continuously regenerate their service capabilities without any negative environmental impact. The personalization of bacterial care reflects their ability to learn about your individual needs, preferences, and patterns, then customize their services to provide optimal benefits for your unique circumstances. Over time, bacterial communities develop intimate knowledge of your body's rhythms, chemistry, and requirements, allowing them to provide increasingly personalized care that becomes more effective as the relationship matures. The holistic nature of bacterial health support addresses not just individual symptoms or problems, but the overall well-being of your entire skin ecosystem, ensuring that all aspects of skin health work together harmoniously. Bacterial communities understand that optimal health emerges from balance and integration rather than from addressing isolated issues. So they provide comprehensive support that maintains overall system wellness. The preventive focus of bacterial health services emphasizes maintaining optimal health rather than simply treating problems after they develop. Bacterial communities work continuously to prevent infections, maintain barrier function, support immune responses, and address potential issues before they become serious problems, demonstrating the superior effectiveness of preventive care over reactive treatment. The communication that flows between bacterial communities and human physiology creates ongoing dialogues about health needs and optimal care strategies. Through chemical signals and biological feedback systems, bacterial communities stay informed about your health status and adjust their services accordingly, ensuring that their care remains relevant and effective for your current needs. The learning capability demonstrated by bacterial communities allows them to continuously improve their health services throughout your lifetime, building upon experience and adapting to new challenges with increasing wisdom and effectiveness. This biological learning creates health partnerships that become more valuable and beneficial with age, as accumulated experience enhances the quality of care provided. The cooperation between different bacterial species within your skin ecosystem demonstrates how diversity and collaboration create stronger, more resilient health systems than any single organism could provide alone. The different capabilities and specializations of various bacterial families combine to create comprehensive health coverage that addresses all aspects of skin health through coordinated teamwork. The resilience built into bacterial health systems ensures that protective services continue even during challenging periods when some bacterial populations might be temporarily disrupted. The redundancy and backup systems within bacterial communities mean that essential health services remain available even when individual bacterial populations face difficulties, providing reliable protection regardless of circumstances. The regenerative capacity of bacterial communities allows them to recover quickly from temporary disruptions while restoring full protective services as rapidly as possible. This biological resilience ensures that the health partnership between human and bacterial life can withstand the inevitable challenges and changes that occur throughout life while maintaining essential protective functions. The integration of bacterial health services with human physiological systems creates seamless cooperation that optimizes the function of both partners. Rather than operating as separate systems, bacterial and human health functions integrate into unified systems that achieve better results than either could accomplish independently, demonstrating the power of true biological partnership. The beauty of this invisible partnership lies not only in its functional benefits, but in the profound demonstration it provides of how different forms of life can choose cooperation over competition, service over self-interest, and mutual benefit over individual advantage. This bacterial dedication to human well-being represents one of nature's most inspiring examples of unconditional love expressed through biological service. The peace that characterizes healthy bacterial communities reflects their complete satisfaction with their chosen role as protectors and caregivers for human health. These communities have found their purpose in service to others, creating a form of biological contentment that emerges from dedicating one's existence to the well-being of others rather than pursuing selfish interests. The trust that develops between human and bacterial partners over time creates relationships of extraordinary depth and reliability. As bacterial communities prove their dedication through years of faithful service, and as human bodies provide consistently supportive environments for bacterial life, mutual trust develops that forms the foundation for increasingly effective health partnerships. The gratitude appropriate for recognizing this bacterial dedication need not be expressed through conscious actions or deliberate acknowledgments, but rather through living in ways that support the health and well-being of bacterial communities. Maintaining good hygiene without excessive antimicrobial use, eating foods that support beneficial bacteria, managing stress effectively, and taking care of overall health represent forms of reciprocal care that honor the partnership. The wonder of discovering this invisible world of bacterial companionship can transform your understanding of what it means to be human, revealing that you are never alone but are always surrounded by loving communities dedicated to your well-being. This awareness can bring comfort during difficult times and deepen appreciation for the intricate biological systems that support every moment of your existence. The future of this partnership between human and bacterial life holds endless possibilities for deeper understanding, enhanced cooperation, and even more effective health outcomes as scientific research reveals new aspects of bacterial wisdom and capability. This ancient partnership continues to evolve and deepen, offering hope for increasingly effective approaches to health and healing based on cooperation rather than conflict. As you drift toward sleep tonight, you can rest in the peaceful knowledge that you are lovingly cared for by countless microscopic companions who will continue their protective watch throughout the night and into tomorrow, maintaining their faithful vigil with the same dedication they have shown every night of your life. These bacterial guardians ask for nothing more than the privilege of sharing your journey through life, providing their gifts of protection and care while finding their own fulfillment in service to your health and happiness. Sleep peacefully now, embraced by this invisible community of love and care, knowing that you are part of something far larger and more beautiful than yourself. A living demonstration of how consciousness can choose cooperation, how different forms of life can find their greatest joy in serving others, and how the most profound partnerships often remain invisible to casual observation, yet provide the foundation for all health, happiness, and peace. Rest well in the knowledge that you are never alone, but are always surrounded by love made manifest in the living care of your microscopic companions who have chosen to dedicate their existence to your well-being.